more love, more joy, everything.
It's inspired young people.
Inspiration comes from within you. When you clear out the garbage that's in your mind, you then create space for something better, more beautiful to come in.
Let's have life and have it more abundantly.
I say yes.
It's like taking a workshop. I get to be in my pajamas.
We have a very active imagination, which is why it's important to learn how to harness it and then point it in the direction you want to go.
I listen to your show every day.
It's time now for Living Your Inspired Life with Susan Burrell. Susan is no-nonsense, inspirational, motivational, and fun.
This is Positive Talk Radio.
Practical wisdom for everyday life.
It's a gift you give yourself.
Now, here's Susan.
And welcome to Living Your Inspired Life. I'm Susan Burrell. You're listening to News Talk 1590 KVTA. And on Living Your Inspired Life, we're all about tuning in to our inner wisdom and tuning up into this greater expression of life. And we're starting out this new year exploring the leading edge of possibilities in our lives and moving into a place of empowerment within ourselves and within our lives and the work that we do on the planet and all that good stuff. And so today's going to be a little bit like a mini workshop again. We are going to do a couple of short guided meditations, I believe. We'll see where we go as the time moves on. But one of the things I want to talk about today is this idea of moving forward into this new year with an openness to the possibilities of the life that we want to live. So it's not so much about, am I satisfied with the life that I have? It's about, what is the life I want? What is it that I desire? And creating from that. So many of us, gosh, I'm raising my hand myself. So many of us live in that place where we suffice. You know, we are putting up with the thing that we are experiencing, whether it's a relationship or a job or health or family things. We put up with it because we think that's all we got. That's all we get. That's all we deserve, or whatever that is. So I want to invite everybody today to just take a deep breath and begin to think about what it is you want to experience in your life. We've been talking about this on Living Your Inspired Life for the last few months. So what is it I want to experience? And to begin to write a new story for yourself. Writing a story that comes from who you are now. Who you are now. And we're going to walk through a couple of processes today. Who am I now? And what is the life I want to live? And not from who I was when I was 20 or 10, but who am I now? And part of writing this new life story is to put in these ideas that have kind of, most likely for many of us, been sitting in the back of our mind, you know, in that closet we have in the mind that we can close the door on and go, you know, that's like way too big a dream and it would never happen to me, or I'm don't know enough to do that, so I won't even go there and explore it. But I want us to open up those ideas and take a look, you know, take the top off the box and go, wow, this was an idea I had a long time ago, and maybe that is what I still want to do. Maybe that is the possibility I can move my life into in this new year. So in the idea of contemplating writing a new life story, I'm going to read a quote by one of my favorite authors, Catherine Ponder. She's written many books, one of which is The Dynamic Law of Prosperity, many books on prosperity. And she's got great exercises in all of her books that help open up our mind and synchronize our inner wisdom and our desire with what it is we can experience in life. So this is what she says about that. She says, each of us comes forth on this earth plane with the divine plan wrapped up within our soul nature. This divine plan longs to manifest for us. Calling on it releases it. It matters not what age you are, how long you have lived, what you have done or have not done with your life. If you will begin daily to declare the divine plan for your life, it will lead you to your good. So this idea of divine plan or life story is about really honoring yourself and recognizing that there is really something that has resided within you that wants to be expressed. And when we can recognize it, it will manifest for us. When we can really get clear, it doesn't have to be specific, but get clear enough to allow that channel of flow, if you will, to move through you, it can become the thing that you begin to see in your life and begin to live. And I've worked with several clients that are at that crossroads of life, that place where they're like, okay, who am I now? And what is it I want to really do with my life? And they have been able to recognize that most of them have had this little idea percolating that they've closed the door on because, well, that's not possible, or I don't know how to do that. And they are now in a place, by doing some of this work that we're going to attempt today, to go, okay, I think I can do that. And I know, I trust that now that I've recognized that that is what I want to call forward, I know that the things that I will need to make it my reality will begin to come to me. It's that law of circulation, as I begin to put those seed ideas out into that field of possibility, I trust that what it is I need to manifest those things will come to me. And so we begin that whole creative process. So one of the things that in contemplating all this for myself over the last several months, I realized that there's a place where we need to eliminate the things that no longer serve us. And I don't mean just let them go. I mean eliminate them, get rid of them. No longer necessary, whatever the belief system is, or the habit, or the thing that we think is a routine that actually has been working for us but isn't working so well now, or even the job that you're in. I have a friend who's looking at ending a job of 25 years, and she doesn't know what she's going to do next. But what she knows is this no longer works for her. So there's a place of, in eliminating what no longer works, there's a place of closure that allows new space, new fertile space to open up. So it's also eliminating what we think have been our mistakes or the errors we've made that we haven't, been able to let go of or forgive ourselves for, or let go of the resentment. So it's eliminating error. And when we do that, then this good that Catherine Ponder's talking about, which I believe is like that, just that life force energy, that good comes to you. It begins to open up because we've let go of the things that were running our lives, that we were hanging on to, that were hooking us, that keep us running on that gerbil wheel. So letting go of what no longer serves or works for you because it's holding you back. And intuitively, your subconscious knows what needs to be let go of, what needs to be cleared, what needs to be eliminated. And it's coming to that place of recognizing that within me, I really do have those answers. I really do know what it is I am desiring to be more of, and what it is that worked for me when I was 20, but doesn't work for me when I'm 40 or 50. And one of the things that Catherine Ponder talks about is, we've talked about this before on Living Your Inspired Life, is to physically clean out your closets and your cabinets and your, the stuff, whatever you're no longer using. Because what happens is it opens up that energetic flow of the law of circulation. But also we have to do that with our mental thinking and the things that we automatically jump to of I'm not good enough, or they'll never allow me to do that, or I'm not educated enough, so therefore I can't. Things like that we tend to hold on to, and it becomes our unconscious tape that keeps playing in our head. So I want to do a short guided meditation on this idea of eliminating the things that no longer work for you. So I'm going to just have Tom Spence start this music that we're going to kind of drop into, and this is something that you can replay. You can go to livingyourinspiredlife.org and come back to this show and listen to this short little meditation over and over again until you feel complete with it. So we're going to start. So taking a deep breath, breathing in into that heart space, and just relaxing wherever you are. knowing absolutely that the breath continues to flow through you. It is that divine circulation, if you will, that energy that flows in and flows out. So taking another breath, opening up your heart space, and just softening your mind, allowing your heart to be open. I invite you to imagine before you a brick wall. It is the thing that has been keeping you from moving forward in your life. It is the wall that has enclosed you in your own personal space of hell, if you will, your own personal withholding from yourself. So see this wall. It's either separating you from your good, your future, your divine expression, your life story, or it's holding you back. And as you focus on this wall, I want you to see each individual brick, and on each brick, see a word or a phrase that is something you know has been holding you back. Maybe it's anger at a friend. Maybe it's hurt from a loved one. Maybe it's somebody who's died or an illness. Whatever it is, see those words or those pictures on the individual bricks that are holding this wall together. And then also ask yourself, what is it I don't know about what's been holding me back or what no longer serves? What is it that I don't know that I can see on each of these bricks as well? And just allow whatever comes into your mind, write it on, inscribe it on a brick. Whatever it is within you that has been holding you back or no longer serves you, whatever thoughts or relationships or issues at work or even just the job itself, inscribe it on a brick. And pretty soon you see that each brick has a word or an image or an idea on it of what no longer serves you. What no longer works for your life now and who you are now. The thing that's been holding you back. And I want you to take a mental step back from the wall and just view the whole thing. Seeing each and every thing that's now on your wall of elimination. And then breathing into your heart center again, just breathing in slowly and relaxing. I want you now to approach the wall and take a brick out and just drop it on the ground. You don't even have to know what it is. And then take another brick and drop it on the ground and take another brick. And pretty soon you're going to have demolished, taken apart this wall that's been holding you back or that no longer serves. Good. Now I want you to see the rubble on the ground around your feet and see beyond that wall. And beyond that wall is what I call the field of possibilities. And it looks like whatever it looks like to you. It could be a pasture, it could be a mountain road, it could be the beach, it could be something that's calling you. And I want you to take another breath and step beyond that wall of elimination, which really is the wall of limitation, into that field of possibility. And allow yourself to stand on the other side of that wall and feel within your body, within your mind, within your heart, the freedom to choose a new possibility for your life. The freedom to create a new life story. And allow yourself to really experience a place of open-hearted freedom in your particular field of possibilities. And I want you to notice that there's more than one possibility in this field. There's multiple possibilities of what it is your life story could be from this moment forward. And just notice gently what you might be attracted to the most, whatever the first thing is that comes into your mind. Just notice. And it's beyond what it is you have been or what it is you have done up until now. And allow yourself to focus on that possibility, the first one that called to you. What does it look like? What does it feel like? If that possibility became your reality now, how good would you feel? How abundant would you feel? How free? How loved? How happy? And just allow all that feelings and visions of the possibility in your life, allow it to kind of download. And I want you to look back at what was that wall of limitation that you have eliminated. And then look forward into that possibility, the new possibility that is beginning to seed into your awareness, into your consciousness right now. And tell yourself, I accept this for myself now. I accept this new possibility for my life now. And I am safe and I am free. And just relax with those thoughts. Breathing once again into your heart center. Allowing the heart to say yes. Allowing the mind to soften and soften any immediate considerations that might want to block it and build up that wall of limitation. You are now free of that. So just allow your mind to be soft. There's no action to be taken right now. Just allow this possibility to center in your mind and heart and begin to take root. Good. And when you're ready, take another deep breath and bring yourself to this place and time, this moment, and we'll continue to talk about what happens next after we've eliminated the things that no longer serve us. Wow. Okay. So again, you can go to livingyourinspiredlife.org and listen to that meditation and see what works. And I invite you to journal anything that comes up, because oftentimes our subconscious or our inner wisdom is holding more information than what we can feel or see or touch when we do a guided meditation like that. So oftentimes what happens when people think about eliminating the things that don't work, or changing the things that they've been unhappy with, there is an experience of loss, a feeling of possible destruction that's happening in their lives. You know, certainly somebody who's had a long time job, in leaving that job, it begins to feel like there's chaos and they're not going to know where they're going, and they don't know who they are, what's going to happen. But Catherine Ponder talks about this loss as a good. It's your good. It's the thing that you already have that's good in your life, that has been good, that's just changing form. And oftentimes when it feels chaotic and messy, it's because it's changing into something else that is going to be more positive in your life. And so oftentimes that feeling of loss and chaos is an indicator that you've outgrown the good that you had up until now. Now that's an interesting concept. You've outgrown the good that you've had. I was having a conversation with a friend over breakfast this morning, and we were talking about how when we were in our 20s, we thought we were this and that, and we were going to become this or that. And now, as we've gotten into later years, we look back and I can see for myself where there's a part of me that's still reacting in my current life according to the belief systems and the experiences I had when I was 20. And the only thing about that is that I have matured beyond that. I have evolved mentally and emotionally and spiritually and physically beyond that person that was 20. And so wanting to have whatever I thought was good when I was 20, wanting to have it now in my later years, it doesn't mean you can't have that. But what it means to me, at least what I'm observing, is that I have outgrown those concepts and that experience. And I want to have more good in my life, and it's going to look different. So this feeling of loss is an indicator that I am now growing into a new experience of good in my life. And and the word good I use as a generic term for, everything. More money, more health, more life, the good. And holding on to loss oftentimes keeps us holding on to the thoughts and circumstances that may be creating the thing you don't want anymore, the thing that we just eliminated with that elimination meditation, the stuff that we wrote on our bricks. So loss is a good indicator that we are in a state of change, and always to remind ourselves that even though it feels like yucky right now, like cockadoodah, it is oftentimes, if we keep our attention on the good that we want to be experiencing, it oftentimes is just a segue into that good. So again, considering what is the new life story we want to create in this new year, and make it something that's empowering to you, that is, you don't have to think about how is it going to happen. You don't have to think about, well, I'd really like to be, whatever. I'd like to experience whatever. Don't take time right now to figure out the how. Just allow that imagination to fuel that possibility you saw when you stepped past that limiting wall, and allow that to begin to kind of take seed. So one of the things I want to read also is another quote from Catherine Ponder, and it's talking about loss. You cannot lose your good. When it seems you have lost your good, it is because your good has changed form. Remember that there can be no loss in any phase of nature. The elements of nature merely change their form. When your good seems to leave you, to fly out the window, let it go. Let the good go. That is good you have outgrown. And then watch for the new good to come in the door. And I love this quote by Catherine Ponder because she talks about the forms of nature. And certainly that's what happens when nature goes through all the seasons. There's this blossoming and fruition, and then there's this death and dying and winter and decay. And yet all of it is still self-contained. It's all right there. All the good that is there that's going to come out again in the spring, or come out again through you as you begin to move into the next phase of your life, is right there waiting for you to come in to recognition that this is better than I had imagined before, that everything that I've gone through right now is bringing me to a better place, absolutely better place. So part of what also occurs, I've been thinking about this, in wanting to write a new life story for myself, and recognizing that I want the good that I am to really become the thing I live in my life and experience in my job and relationships and my health, then eliminating what no longer serves me is hugely important. And then looking at the loss that I may feel in eliminating some things, because maybe it is really leaving that job of 25 years or that marriage of 30 years or the whatever it is, the kids outgrowing you and flying the nest. So the feeling of loss, and recognizing that it is a signal that things are moving forward to bring me to the next level of good that I'm going to claim and experience in my life. And then seeing, okay, really becoming conscious of what is it that I want to have? What is that life that I want to experience? And setting that as my focus of possibility. So something else came up for me as I was going through this process with myself, and I realized that, okay, yeah, I've set my intention. I'm writing my life story. I want it to look like, Susan doing a radio show, let's say. And I've eliminated the stuff that no longer works for me, like the belief systems that I can't do that. And I'm looking at loss like, I used to have another job and now I'm doing this. And then I realized there was something else that was kind of in my way, that was getting in my way. And that thing was the place where I was holding resentment towards other people or towards life. Well, I tried this before and life didn't do this for me. And so I'm not going to do it again because, it's just, forget it. I'm just not going to do it. Well, in recognizing that I'm holding resentment, the thing that loosens and releases resentment is forgiveness. Forgiveness. And forgiveness not just of other people that you think have done it to you, forgiveness of myself for maybe the mistakes I made, or taking the job that I really knew I shouldn't have taken, but then I was there for 30 years, or the marriage, or whatever it is. I made the mistake when I said the stupid thing to the person who never hired me in the job I wanted. So finding this place of forgiveness, Catherine Ponder talks about forgiveness. To forgive is to give up. So again, here's this idea, I come back to this idea of letting go, giving up the thing that I think, holding on to the resentment, giving up that resentment, giving up that anger that keeps fueling the experience I continually have, say at work, where I'm not being acknowledged for everything that I do, so then I build up more resentment. So the give it up part of forgiveness is, really, is it really working for you? Because if it's really working for you, and by working for you, I mean, is it making you happy? Is there more money in your bank account? Is your health good? If it's working for you, then okay. But chances are, if you're experiencing lack and limitation, health issues, there is something in your life that's not working for you. And because we are the co-creators of our lives, this is what I believe, and I talk about it on Living Your Inspired Life all the time, because we are the co-creators, then what is it I'm participating with that continues to keep me in that place of not feeling happy, of feeling resentful, of being angry? What is it I continue to perpetuate? And so in this idea of process of forgiveness that Catherine Ponder talks about, it is about knowing that the resentment that you are holding, oh my gosh, and we just saw Christmas, right, in Christmas Carol. The resentment that you hold creates a chain that binds you to the thing you don't want. Oh my gosh, can you believe that? It binds you, it creates a chain of connection. And that chain of connection keeps us from moving forward. So then you become like Bob Marley, No, not Bob Marley. Marley's Ghosts. Bob Marley. Okay, he's better. But you become like that person who's walking around with all these chains and you cannot move forward. So in wanting to create my new life story for this year, I know I personally picked the word this year that I'm going to use as my check-in word, and that word is empowerment. I choose to do things that make me feel empowered and self-sufficient and strong and happy. And if I make a commitment to do something or commit to a job that does not empower me, then that's my indicator that that is not the one that's helping me to create my new life story. It's not the job I'm supposed to take. It's not the relationship I'm supposed to choose. Because if it doesn't empower me and make me happy and give me the good and the life experience, the good life stuff that I want, then it's not for me. So in talking about letting go of stuff, there's this place, again, going back to this idea of the law of circulation, where it's not just about forgiving them, because oftentimes we think about forgiveness about, okay, them that done me wrong. But it's about forgiving myself, forgiving ourselves. And in that, it becomes, again, a circulatory thing. If I can forgive myself even a little bit, then I can forgive the person I think who I'm holding resentment towards. I can forgive them a little bit. And then that becomes the oil that greases the wheel in a positive direction, in a way that will bring us to the job or the relationship that we truly want in our new life. So I want to read another quote, and this is by my mentor, Ernest Holmes. And he says, "Today you are to identify yourself with a more abundant life, to choose to think on those things which make for peace, to dwell on the unity which underlies everything. As you consciously poise yourself in the realization that you live in pure spirit, new power will be born within you." And I think that that's what happens when we practice forgiveness. So I want to do another short meditation on forgiveness. And now this is kind of comes from this idea of we have this mental closet that, maybe it's just me. I've noticed in my life, I have a closet in my brain that I put all the stuff that I don't want to deal with in, and I just I toss it in there, and it gets overstuffed, and the door, you can see it like a cartoon. The door is bulging out, but it's locked because I keep filling it up, and all the stuff I don't want to deal with. And oftentimes what I found is it's the stuff I resent, the people I resent, the stuff I resent about myself, the stuff that makes me just so angry and hurt. And so this idea of forgiveness is about opening that door and cleaning out the closet. So we're going to go again into a meditation. And I'm going to ask you to just relax again and opening again your heart center, just taking a deep breath and softening your mind and just allowing yourself to go with this, if you will. So in your mind, imagine this closet that you have. And what does it look like? And you're standing on the outside of the door. And know that inside this closet is all the bugaboos, all the icky yucky, all the anger and fear and resentment that you've had over the course of your life, possibly, stuffed in there. The people that have hurt you, the done me wrongs, and all of that is stuffed into this closet. Now I want you to take a deep breath again and just know that with my voice speaking these words, you are safe. And so now I would like you to open that closet and see what's inside. Just notice what happens. Perhaps everything tumbles out, or perhaps it's so packed in there that you can't even reach in to turn on the light. And just begin to stand there, knowing you're absolutely courageous and ready to do this work. And so what happens when we open the closet that's stuffed full of the things we resent? The only thing that can clean it out is this idea of forgiveness. So I want you to breathe into your heart forgiveness, saying to yourself, I forgive. And then breathe out, I forgive. And do that a couple times. I forgive. I forgive. And as you do that, begin to notice that the closet, miraculously, is beginning to empty. Whatever that looks like to you. Maybe stuff is just disappearing. People, places, things. Maybe they're just marching out like toy soldiers, going out of your life. Breathing in, I forgive. Exhaling, I forgive. And do this a few times until you notice that the closet is completely empty. Completely empty. There is no longer anything within your closet that you are holding on to, that you are resentful or angry about or feel hurt about, because forgiveness now, on the breath, I forgive, has swept into this closet and cleaned everything out. Breathing in, I forgive. Breathing out, I forgive. And notice that even the corners at the top of the closet where cobwebs often are, all of that is gone. All the corners, all the seams, the floorboards, everything is clear. I forgive. Exhaling, I forgive. I forgive. I forgive. And mentally see that closet empty. Empty. Completely clean. Shiny. And now you're at choice, standing facing your closet. What do you choose to put into this closet now? More resentment? Do you want to start gathering all the other resentment as you you might in your life, or do you want to fill it with something that's healthy, with something that's good? And I invite you to fill it with that. Fill it with love. Breathing in love and exhaling love. Breathing in good and exhaling good. And notice that your closet is filling with these ideas from your field of possibility. Your closet is filling with the infinite possibilities of your life from this moment forward. Your life clear of what no longer serves you. Your life cleared of any resentment you may have been holding that was the chain anchoring you and keeping you from moving forward. You're now filling this closet with love, breathing in love, and exhaling love. And with good, breathing in good, and exhaling good. And see within the closet as it fills up to the ceiling in every corner, the idea of the possibilities of your life, your new life from this moment forward. And all the good that there is waiting for you on the unseen side. And it begins to fill in this closet because you have chosen to begin to recognize it. Breathe it into your body. Begin to embody it as your life now. Breathing in love, exhaling love. Breathing in good, exhaling good. Good. And now again, you're at choice. You can either close the door on this closet that is filled with love and good, or you can keep the door open in your mind, in the closet that's in your mind, knowing that as you continue to focus on it, on the love, on the good, and breathing it in and exhaling it, it not only fills the closet, but it begins to multiply and flow out from the closet into your daily life. Into your daily life. And how good is that? So recognizing that this act of cleaning out the mental closet by using forgiveness and filling it up with love has already activated something in my life right now that brings to me exciting possibilities and synchronicities and good and more love from my outer world into my circumstances, into my life, into my job, into my relationship, into my body and my health. So, once again, coming back to this present moment, this time, recognizing that all is good. I want to continue to talk to you about the leading edge of possibilities in this new world, in this new year, in this new life, and how this work that we do continues to empower us. So now I'm back to my life, Susan Burrell's life. And as I was going through these processes of eliminating and looking at the loss and doing forgiveness and filling up the closet or the mental closet, myself, my cells, whatever, with love, and really kind of seeing that that's what I want to experience in my life, is this happiness, this fruition of good, if you will. I realized and began to feel grateful for where I am right now in whatever started myself on this journey of possibilities and the new life I want to create. So I want to invite you to take a moment during your day today after you've listened to this and begin to write down what are the things you would like to experience in your new life. Not just the new year, but the new life. Because oftentimes coming into a new year, we are continuing to perpetuate the old. And one of the things I know that's true is that there is an invisible principle that says that whatever has happened before does not necessarily mean it has to happen again. That precedent is not based on principle. Whatever's happened before does not have to happen again. Because if we stand consciously awake and aware, we know that we are at choice. We are free from those chains that we've let go of earlier today. And so I invite you to begin to write about whatever it is you want your new life to look like, and look at your relationships. What's the relationship qualities that you do want to continue? And if you're not in relationship, what are the qualities you want to experience? Or even if you are in relation, what are the qualities you want to experience? So that this isn't just about making a new year, it's about making a new life. And do that again with your job. And if there's a place where you're dissatisfied with your job, now that we've done some of this work of tearing down that wall of limitations and emptying out the closet, I think it would behoove you to begin to dream big. Okay, if I'm unhappy at this particular job, well, then what is it I want to be or do? And oftentimes what happens, especially those of us that have had some life experience, we get into that idea of, well, if I was younger, then I could do that thing that I think I want to do, or I'm going to need more education. I was just talking with a friend who keeps staying stuck in a job that she likes, but it's not necessarily fulfilling. And we found out it's because she has this idea that she doesn't know enough. She has to get another education, and she's already has a fine education. And as I began to ask her questions, she realized that she has enough to start a different kind of job with the information she has now, and she could actually start that new job. And as she starts it, then she can add a little bit more of a whatever she's got to train for. But so often we think, oh, no, we've got to train completely, get that education before I start my new step. And I don't know that that's so. I think those of us that have had life experience, there is this, if we begin to write a new life story and we trust that the good has been banked for us, it's still waiting there for us, even though we may not have experienced it before, we can begin to develop that thing that we think we most want, that we most want to experience. And so one of the things that I found is in writing this new life story, not just about relationship and job, but my health. As I was writing that, I realized that some of the stuff that I already have, I like, and so I want to keep that. And then I came into this recognition of gratitude, grateful for the things that have occurred in my life up until now. And I'm talking about even the yucky stuff. Grateful for all of it because it has helped me to evolve mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, or to mature. And in that gratitude, I was able to see where even the bad stuff I could let go of. Again, let go of the pain about it or the resentment about it. Because the gratitude is kind of like that love that we breathed into the mental closet. Gratitude will bring us into this place of witnessing what it is, the good that we do have. And we cannot multiply the good that we do have until we also see that it's good. I mean, how do you say, yeah, it's good? I know a lot of people, yeah, my life is good, but. Yeah, the holidays were good, but. Yeah, I'm happy, but. And it's that but that, again, it was one of those chains that keeps us grounded in the thing we don't want. So gratitude, however that works, I know when I experience it fully, it opens up my heart. And whenever my heart opens, then everything else in my perception can shift. And if I can change my perception, then I can see the direction I need to go. And oftentimes what we do is we keep our vision and our minds focused on the thing that keeps tripping us up, focused on the thing that we don't want. And I have to say, I'll admit, I have been accused, and I admit it, I am the person that sees the glass as half empty, which is probably why I've developed all these different things, because I really want to see it as half full. I want to see my glass overflowing. But my first inclination, it's an old behavior, is I see the glass as half empty. And so I'm always the yeah, but person. But doing these practices and doing some of these meditations and then writing about it, it helps me to see and move into gratitude, helps me to see that really my glass is half full and it's about to overflow. So when we can see that and become a witness or an observer of life instead of getting into the ugliness, the stuff that I don't like, that builds the resentment and fills up the closet again with resentment and anger. And if I can really move into the gratitude and become the observer of my life more quickly, then I'm not building up a new wall of limitation that has to be eliminated. I am opening up a channel, a flow in my life that brings to me the things I think I want to experience and live. And certainly, I got to tell you, when we practice all of these things, life does get better, and it's more fun, and it's easier. It's easier. There's these cosmic synchronicities that happen, and you're like, really? That just happened? I have a couple of friends. We talk about all the synchronicities in our life, and we laugh about it because if it was written as a movie, people would say that's, you just made that up. But when you really begin to practice these things, and we talk about on Living Your Inspired Life, it does create those cosmic synchronicities that in hindsight you can see where the breadcrumbs leading to the experience of more good in your life. So gratitude is really great because it also gets us focused on love and this accepting of what is, because until we can accept what is, which also to me means being present in the present moment, when we can accept what is, then it opens doors to just more good and more happiness. So it also creates a new belief in that in the present, there will be more good. And so then the present and the future become more fulfilled. And again, it's where you're putting your attention, right? Is your perception? Is it on the glass half empty or the glass half full? And as I continue to put my attention on the glass being half full, it certainly does rise up, and it begins to cancel out the previous beliefs. And this takes diligent work, by the way, guys. This isn't like I do it once and then it's done. The challenging beliefs come up often, and I have to make sure that I stay attentive to that. So one of the things that is also important in finding our place of gratitude is remembering that there's also love. So love and gratitude, I guess, go hand in hand. I feel better with love than gratitude personally, but I know people that access gratitude and then their hearts just blossom open. So I want to read to you this idea that Catherine Ponder has, and she calls it the love concept. So she talks about how this love concept of sending out love, like we did with the forgiveness meditation, breathing in love and exhaling love, it creates this place where love opens the door and we don't have to do anything. So in writing your new life story of what it is you want to be and do and experience from this moment forward into your life, not just the new year, but into your life, this idea of seeding everything with love, then will begin. It's like the fertilizer, I guess, in a garden. You want to fertilize your mental garden in the field of possibilities that you're planting with love, because that love is going to grow everything else. So this is what Catherine Ponder says about this. Practicing the love concept can do more to help you achieve your goals than all the hard mental effort in the world. Okay, so seeding your field of possibilities, your ideas with love begins the process. And it's easier than doing the mental, figuring it out. How am I going to get there? What am I going to do? And then what am I going to do? And blah, blah, blah. So she goes on to say, if you get too tense about what you want out of life and try to force it into manifestation mentally, you can actually repel the very good you are trying to manifest. And I got to tell you, oh boy, have I done that. This idea of, well, if I set a goal and then and then these are the steps, and then I'm trying to mentally force it to happen, force the person to hire me in the job I want, or force the person I'm in relationship to be the person that's going to love me the way I want to be loved. I mean, this forcing thing is a mental construct. But when we practice this love concept, it it makes us more flexible, and it also it diminishes the critical mind. It diminishes it to a degree so that you can be more harmonious and receptive to life and to what it is you want. Because, the truth is, love is all there is. Love is all there is. I mean, I think that was a Beatles song. I don't know. So breathing in love, practicing it as you're setting these new ideas into your field of possibility, seeding your new life story, it will begin to really grow the thing you think you want. So there's another. So we've talked today about writing a new life story and eliminating the mental stuff that no longer serves you, and eliminating the physical stuff that no longer serves you. If you've got clothes in your closet you've never worn, get rid of them. Circulate them back. Put them back into circulation for somebody else to use. And don't fill up the closet. Just keep it open. Keep an open space within your physical closet and within your mental closet for more love to flow in after you've done your forgiveness and letting it go. And all of this stuff can be easy. It doesn't have to create a lot of stress and strife, but it does take conscious choice and awareness that this is the way I want to be. This is the action that I want to take. And so practicing that love concept with gratitude will bring you closer to the thing and to your new life experience that you're calling forward. So that's kind of our mini workshop today. I have an affirmation I would like to read to everybody that you can have, and I'm going to put it up on livingyourinspiredlife.org. And actually, I invite you again to go to livingyourinspiredlife.org and click on the inspiration page, because there's a couple of other exercises that we've talked about before, the visioning questions and the mind mapping, that can help you as you go through this process of really seeding your new possibilities for your new life. So here's the affirmation. It will be on the website shortly. And this is from an Ernest Holmes quote. "Today I bestow the essence of love upon everything. Everyone shall be lovely to me. My soul meets the soul of the universe in everyone. Everything is beautiful. Everything is meaningful. This love is a healing power, touching everything into wholeness, healing the wounds of experience with its divine balm. I know that this love essence is the very substance of life, the creative principle back of everything, flowing through my whole being, spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical. It flows in transcendent loveliness into my world of thought and form, ever renewing, vitalizing, bringing joy, harmony, and blessing to everything and everyone it touches. Today I bestow the essence of love upon everything." So, think about that, contemplate that. And again, go to livingyourinspiredlife.org to get caught up on whatever it is we've been talking about, which is all about how to create a life that works for you and to create a world that works for everyone. Wouldn't that be good? So I have one more reading I want to read by Howard Thurman, who is an American mystic, was an American mystic. And this is just to create your New Year's resolve. And it's called The Moments of My High Resolve. Keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve. Despite the dullness and barrenness of the days that pass, if I search with due diligence, I can always find a deposit left by some former radiance. But I had forgotten. At the time it was full-orbed, glorious, and resplendent. I was sure that I would never forget. In the moment of its fullness, I was sure that it would illumine my path for all the rest of my journey. I had forgotten how easy it is to forget. There is no intent to betray what seemed to be so sure at the time. My response was whole, clean, authentic. But little by little, there crept into my life the dust and grit of the journey. Details, lower-level demands, all kinds of cross-currents, nothing monumentous, nothing overwhelming, nothing flagrant, just wear and tear. If there had been some direct challenge, a dear-cut issue, a clear-cut issue, I would have fought it to the end and beyond. In the quiet of this place, surrounded by the all-pervading presence of God, my high heart whispers, keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve. In that fair weather or in foul, in good times or in tempests, in the days when the darkness and the foe are nameless or familiar, I may not forget that to which my life is committed. Keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve. And so it is. Namaste.